I want to start this video off by saying that I was truly a giant Kingdom Hearts fan. Yes, that was past tense. Kingdom Hearts 3 really made me, I wouldn't say not a Kingdom Hearts fan, but I'm not excited for any new Kingdom Hearts game that's coming out. I'm not watching YouTube videos, watching theories, watching story breakdowns like I used to. I mean, I played every single Kingdom Hearts game. I watched every movie. Leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3, I was, like I said, a giant Kingdom Hearts fan. But when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, and for it to come out the way it did, made me just ultimately disappointed with the series moving forward. Now, before I start explaining the video, I want to say that Kingdom Hearts 2 is my all-time favorite Kingdom Hearts game ever. It's like peak Kingdom Hearts. It's what I imagine Kingdom Hearts to be, right? And Kingdom Hearts 2 is one of my top 3 best games of all time. It's a type of game where when you replay it to beat it, and you 100% it and get the Ultimate Keyblade and everything. It's perfect Kingdom Hearts. You don't replay it, put 20 hours in and be like, alright, I'm moving on. I'm getting kind of bored. No. Alright, so this game, I'm going to directly compare Kingdom Hearts 2, what they did right, to Kingdom Hearts 3, what they did absolutely wrong. Now let's start with the most glaring issue in Kingdom Hearts 3, the overwhelming amount of Disney filler that dominates the game until the final act. As Sora, Donald, and Goofy travel from one Disney world to another, you quickly realize that these worlds do very little to advance the overall narrative. You spend hours helping characters like Elsa, Rapunzel, and the Toy Story gang, which, I mean, it's really good. The Disney world has never been this good, never looked this good, never played this good, never ran this good, and the maps were giant compared to previous Kingdom Hearts titles, and the Disney stories were actually pretty good. But when it comes down to actual Kingdom Hearts lore and actual Kingdom Hearts story, this is where it fails. Because you help all these Disney characters with their problems, but none of it ties back to the central conflict with Xehanort in a meaningful way at all. And all this Disney filler nonsense is all due to Sora failing the test of Power of Waking back in Dream Drop Distance. Now, when I tell you, when Master Yen Sid hit me with,
Sora, you must focus on regaining your lost power of waking,
I was thinking, oh, okay, this is going to be like one world. I'm probably going to go to Hercules and I'm probably going to be good, right? No. No. Little did I know that this was 70 to 80% of the entire game. Basically, this is Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, Part 2. And when you finally reach the Keyblade Graveyard, that's where Kingdom Hearts 3 begins. But all this Power of Waking bullshit is just a way to move the story. Just a way to give an excuse to give all these Disney worlds a time to shine. It's just lazy writing that my 12-year-old cousins could write. Now, when we compare this to something like Kingdom Hearts 2, where the Disney worlds were tightly combined with the main story, for example, while traveling through the worlds like Twilight Town or even Agrabah, you would encounter members of Organization 13, who were always pushing the story forward, whether it was learning more about Sora's connection to Roxas, or uncovering the mysteries of Ansem and the Heartless. Each world felt purposeful. The balance between Disney charm and original story content was perfect, making every world you visit feel essential. Now, let's go to the next part that I want to explain. One of the most baffling decisions in Kingdom Hearts 3 is the return of certain Organization 13 members who had already been defeated in previous games. Characters like Marluxia, Larxene, and Demyx make a comeback, but this return is poorly justified and often feels forced. A forced way to get Xehanort to get all his replica data and all his bullshit basically together to become a true god or whatever the fuck he wanted to do. The explanation given is that these characters were brought back as real people because their nobodies were destroyed in earlier games. But this undermines the emotional impact of their original defeat and adds unnecessary confusion to an already convoluted story. To understand why this feels so off, let's compare it to another resurrection in another series, Naruto. Itachi was brought back during the 4th Great Ninja War as a part of Kabuto's resurrection jutsu. But Itachi's return wasn't just fan service, it was crucial to the story and his character arc. Without this resurrection, Itachi would have never told Sasuke about their clan's tragic past, and how Itachi had to choose the Hidden Leaf Village over his own clan. His return was brief, but impactful, providing closure to both him and Sasuke's stories in a meaningful way. It was clear that his return wasn't just fan service. Now, when you go back and compare this to Kingdom Hearts 3, these Organization 13 members They lack that same narrative weight. These characters are brought back, but their roles in the story are minimal, and their motivations are underdeveloped. I mean, they're literally just brought back just to die again. That's literally their purpose. They're brought back just to die again. Because Sora defeats all of them, and Marluxia's like,
so now it all comes back to me.
it's like, dude, like, I already killed you. I already went through all this stuff in Castle Oblivion. I already killed you. And also, Sora just doesn't remember them at all. So it feels like Chain of Memories doesn't matter because the main antagonist is Marluxia and Sora just doesn't remember him. So it just feels like all this is pointless. You see how whack that sounds? You see how lame that is? Rather than adding depth to the plot, their return feels like a convenient way to bring back familiar faces without providing any real justification for their presence. Now, let's talk about something else. The fact that we cannot experience what a Radiant Garden / Hollow Bastion would look like in Kingdom Hearts 3. The fact that we only see Hollow Bastion in cutscenes feels like something was taken away from the game. I mean, Hollow Bastion is iconic to Kingdom Hearts. It was the final world in Kingdom Hearts 1, and it played a vital role in Kingdom Hearts 2. But in Kingdom Hearts 3, it's just in cutscenes, and I'm like, you couldn't give us the bare minimum like how you do Twilight Town, where you cut that world in half and just let us explore the little city area. You couldn't give us that. You just gave us cutscenes of it. And also, now since I mentioned Twilight Town, I'm a rant about it. Twilight Town is cut in half. There's no Sandlot, there's no skateboard, there's no the other half of the city with the trains. And also, there's no Cypher and Vivi. I'm gonna get on Final Fantasy characters later, but the fact that there's no Hollow Bastion in Kingdom Hearts 3 feels like something is missing. This is a main title Kingdom Hearts game, and it's not in it at all, besides in cutscenes. Like, if the world is already fleshed out, and there's nothing to do in Radiant Garden, no more, and that arc has ended, at least, like Twilight Town, give us the world that we can run around in. Now, I talked about it earlier, but I'm going to explain how I felt about no Final Fantasy characters. I mean, Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts weren't just fan service. They played a key role in the story, like Leon or Squall. A little side note, I googled why this guy's name is Leon and not Squall in Kingdom Hearts. Apparently he failed his party or something back in Traverse Town, and he wanted the name Squall not to be a part of him no more, so he just named himself Leon because he wasn't worthy of the name Squall. So, little fun fact on why his name is Leon. But back to the point. No characters like Squall, Cloud, or Aerith, who played vital key roles in helping Sora, they're not in this game. I'm not talking about that little bullshit ass DLC remind. I'm not talking about that. That thing was a joke. They added them in there because people complained, and they had 2 lines. No, I'm not. Sid helped the world of Hollow Bastion. These are characters from Hollow Bastion. These are main Kingdom Hearts characters. These aren't fan service characters. They help with the story. Leon helps Sora. In Kingdom Hearts 1, Cloud plays a vital role in the Colosseum. He wasn't just there to be like, hey look, it's Cloud. No, he was there as a vital key role in that story. And for them not to be in it just feels disconnected from every Kingdom Hearts game. It feels like this isn't even a mainline Kingdom Hearts game. I know Kingdom Hearts has gotten big enough to the point where I guess they don't need Final Fantasy characters, but when you have them in your mainline Kingdom Hearts games and not to have them in Kingdom Hearts 3 feels disconnected. It feels like Sora's friends are missing somewhere, and to have them in that Remind DLC was just nonsense. Also, I want to mention that there was no Sephiroth boss battle in this game. That really felt like something was left out. I was waiting the entire game at the edge of my seat, waiting for Sephiroth to pop out of nowhere, and I get my Sephiroth boss battle for the 3rd time, but unfortunately there is no Sephiroth boss battle. I'm not really complaining about that, but it's just a thing that I really wanted to see and I didn't get. Now, let's talk about some characters that were sidelined, like characters who they built up, like Kairi and Lee. These characters were built up as they're Keyblade warriors now, so they're training hard, and basically, they're gonna be part of the fight, right? But when we actually get to Xehanort, Kairi herself is captured and used as a plot device to motivate Sora, a move that feels lazy and takes away from her character development. When you go from Kingdom Hearts 1, Kairi is just this little girl that knew absolutely nothing about the world, right? And then when you go from Kingdom Hearts 3, it's almost like she had no development, and she was training with Axel for absolutely nothing because she dies in the end, or doesn't die in the end because Sora saves her. Some nonsense. I'll get to that later. And then Lee did absolutely nothing in the story. He was just there to cry about Xion the entire time, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not downplaying this at all. My favorite group of characters happens to be Roxas, Lee, and Xion. But when he has a Keyblade now, I expect some cool things to happen, and he kind of just was sidelined. Post-editing here, I really think I was hard on my boy Lee, if I'm being real. I mean, he pulls up to battle, gets almighty pushed by Terranort. And then after that, he has to help the gang fight a wave of Heartless. And then immediately right after that, goes up against Sayax, which Sayak's been using his weapon for Lord knows how long. And Lee just got his Keyblade not that long ago. And really hasn't had the time to train like that. So he honestly did the most he could with the little time he had. But Kairi, no, Kairi deserves everything. She was used as a plot device, just to motivate Sora and just to push the plot and make it more dramatic. At least Lee did something with his training. Meanwhile, Kairi just freaking died until Remind happened because they knew that story was bullshit. And characters like Riku, my favorite character in the entire Kingdom Hearts series, he only had like 2 hours of screen time. All he did was help Aqua get out of the realm of darkness. Post-editing, again, I am a freaking liar because Riku does not save Aqua in the realm of darkness. I must have spaced out. I must have forgotten this whole part. But it's actually Sora. Sora comes and actually helps Aqua. So my boy Riku couldn't even get that in this game. But then after that, you don't see him until the final battle. And then he fights his replica side, and then that's it for the entire game. He's just sidelined. And then let's get to the Xehanort boss battle and the whole resolution with Xehanort. I mean, this was built up and planned for I don't know how many years. Like, this guy has been the big baddie of the whole entire Kingdom Hearts series. And then when you finally get there, you beat him. And that's kind of it. It just feels like a rushed ending. So much so that Remind had to come out and give us some more content because it felt so rushed. Also, this man Xehanort low-key gets a good ending. To all the shit he's done to everyone on screen, I mean, he ruined Ventus, Terra, and Aqua's lives. He should have killed Kairi 5 minutes ago. He did a bunch of things to these people, and he gets a good ending. So here, I was questioning, I was like, okay, what was this guy's goal? What was his motivation again? Oh yeah.
A purge. The world will be returned whence it started. The light of Kingdom Hearts. It can give us a new start. An empty world, pure and bright.
But he was doing it all wrong, right? He was killing people, he was damn near torturing people, and this is the same guy that gets the good ending. But it is Kingdom Hearts, so, you know, I guess Sora can't just pull a Twilight Princess and stick his Keyblade right into Xehanort's heart. And then, in Remind, the story then ends on a cliffhanger with Sora's disappearance, setting up yet another sequel rather than providing a satisfying conclusion to the saga. It just feels like Xehanort wasn't the big baddie. It feels like he was the Ginyu Force and the Master of Masters is Frieza. Because, like, for all these years and for all this buildup, I mean, you fought this guy's Heartless, you fought this guy's Nobody, you fought him in Birth by Sleep, then you fight him in Kingdom Hearts 3. It's like, he is the main antagonist of the whole entire Kingdom Hearts series. And it just feels like he was thrown away and disrespected as the main villain. Because now it's the Master of Masters. He's the main villain. Kingdom Hearts 3 feels like a useless game. It feels like a game that only serves to tie up loose ends, rather than advance the story. Despite the graphics looking absolutely beautiful and the maps being bigger, it really only adds two things to the series. The defeat of Xehanort, and the revelation that Luxu, one of the foretellers from way, way, way back in time, has been orchestrating events behind the scenes. Everything feels like filler, a series of events strung together to fill time until the final showdown. But when you compare this to something like Kingdom Hearts 2, every world, every character, and every plot twist feels meaningful and contributes to a greater whole. It's a game that knew what it wanted to be and achieved it, making it the definitive way to play Kingdom Hearts. In the end, Kingdom Hearts 3 may have been the long-awaited conclusion to the Dark Seeker saga, but it ultimately fails to live up to the legacy of its predecessor, with the fragmented storyline, the nonsensical return of Organization 13 members, the absence of Hollow Bastion and Final Fantasy characters, and an overwhelming amount of Disney filler. Kingdom Hearts 3 feels like a missed opportunity. In contrast, Kingdom Hearts 2 remains a shining example of what made the series great, balancing story, gameplay, and atmosphere in a way that Kingdom Hearts 3 simply couldn't match. While Kingdom Hearts 3 has its place in the series, it's Kingdom Hearts 2 that will be remembered to me as the true Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, my Kingdom Hearts. Ruined